all the rust over here, how bad it was earlier. So lots of round spots. That's all rust. We're back on the 1J G35 here. So the first thing we're doing is we've got a new core support here and a new radiator. So we assume that this car's just been overheating the entire time. So we're gonna start pulling out the old core support. He's trying to keep AC. So if you guys know or don't know, is that the AC is actually mounted to the radiator itself via these holes here. So we're gonna try to trim this and then move everything forward, and that way hopefully we can gain some more access for fans. So if you look right here to the water pump to the fan here, I can stick about a finger here, and we're trying to upgrade to some SPAL fans that are going to pull way more CFM than whatever this is here, hopefully to keep it from overheating. So we got the new core support sitting over there, and then we've got our new CSF radiator here. We don't have the fans just yet. We didn't want to order fans because obviously we don't know what the fitment's going to be like. So we left this as is for now, and that is the goal. So the goal is just to pull that front core support out, see how we can not this one, not the new one, but the one that's on the car, pull that back out to see realistically how much space can we move it forward before we modify the new one. But the good and the bad thing about this car is that it needed a front core support anyways, just because that it's broken in a couple different places. All right, so here's the new core support. The plan is basically to trim all this excess material here and then all this right here, and hopefully we can get it to tilt down. After about 5 hours of shaving, that's basically what we ended up with. So we're gonna try to toss a fan in the front and a pusher in the front and a puller in the back. And the reason is that if you guys can see, the AC compressor protrudes a lot further forward. So I don't know if there's enough space to put 2 puller fans in it. It's just real tight. So we're gonna have to put 1 pusher and 1 puller, I think. So as you can see, the G35 is all back apart. Poor Jeremiah's got the core support back over there. And we found our problem. So the actual problem is believe it or not, is actually the motor. And so if you look back here, there's quite a bit of space here. This motor should have been shoved further back. And this car was put together really early on. So I'm assuming, I'm not sure what trans adapter it's got. Okay, yeah. So his trans adapter is like a column style one that has a plate instead of changing the bell housing over. But the motor is way too far forward, and there's nothing that we can do to get these fans to fit in at all. So we actually took the front end off, put one of the SPAL fans on and stuck it back on, and it all hits all against this. And looking at other people's setups, it makes sense why they were able to get these fans put in. It's also because their motor is further back. So now, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to retain AC on this car because the radiator still has to come so much more forward. So fans are in, super tight fit there. This front radiator fan fit pretty good, but now we have an issue with the space here for the intercooler. Obviously, no surprise there. So none of that's working out. We got my fan relay kit just kind of shittily wired in, and we've also got a ton of rust in this cooling system here. Of course, I'm not strong enough to pop this out, but we got beautiful Jeremiah here. So there is a ton of rust in the cooling system there, and I'm not sure what we're going to do about that just yet though. Alright, so after some debating, we're just going to try to flex the system. So we're going to move the car over here just because we have a water hose here and it's out of the way. But we're going to... he stalled it. What a loser. Oh, the intercooler's not on it. That's why it runs like shit. Okay, well, he gets a pass this time. Anyways, so we're gonna bring the G over here, and we're just gonna kind of prep it to flush the cooling system out of it tomorrow, and then hopefully that cleans it all up, and then we'll be good to go. of round spots. That's all rust. All right, so we're gonna put some Thermocure into this thing. If you guys aren't familiar with this, it basically is a rust additive, but we have to leave it in the car, and it's pretty gross, to be honest with you. So as you guys saw earlier, we got a lot of the rust out, and this is a chemical that's going to do the rest. But this stuff's got to stay in the car for a couple days, and it's better if you actually drive with it in. And it's actually, I think it's actually on the instructions that tell you, yeah, drive the vehicle for 3 to 4 hours, up to several days for extensive rust. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to pour this stuff in. We'll let it run idle and do its thing, and hopefully it's good, and hopefully it doesn't freeze in the next couple days, because this stuff won't stop that. All right, go ahead and start it. Gasket, that's good. All right, so we've had it running for a little bit here, and so keep in mind that the only thing is we put that small little quart bottle of Thermocure in it, and the rest is just tap water. And so when this stuff reacts, you can see that it turns the water black-ish, dark colored. So that's it reacting to the rust. It started to boil over a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it's got an air pocket. For guys that have 350Z's G35, y'all know that back hose back there for the heater core has a breather on it, but whoever did the swap didn't have the breather back in. So if it comes down to it, what I'll do is I'll end up letting this completely cool, and I'm definitely not messing around with that exhaust. So I'll let it cool down, I'll cut the hose, and I'll add a breather to it, and then we'll see what happens from there. But this stuff is going to be in the car for the next couple days here, but the goal is trying to get it to bleed completely out, just to make sure that it's all good to go. So I'm pretty sure we have an error in the line. The reason why is like the heat comes and goes. So like a second ago it was hot on this vent, it was cold on this vent, and now they're all lukewarm. So pretty sure there's an air bucket somewhere in. All right, so a bit earlier I had the coolant line on the funnel right along this ridge right here, and after a couple of revs it's gone up. So air takes up space, thusly this is why the funnel is like filled more than what it was. And again, just like I said earlier, the heat is lukewarm now, where at 1 second ago one vent was hot and the other was lukewarm, or now it's lukewarm on all 4 vents in terms of the HVAC stuff. So that definitely tells me that there's an air bubble in the heater core. So I'm gonna let this core cool down. It'll start to pull this in as much as it can, and then I will cut that hose back here, this one, and then I'll add a breather to it, and then we should be good after that. But that's not something that I'm going to do today because, well, I don't feel like it. And this also smells terrible.